All right, let's get started. This public special meeting and work session of the Board of Education for October 22nd, 2024 is called to order. All items being considered this evening are posted on the PPS website under the Board and Meetings tab. This meeting is being streamed live on PPS TV Services website and on Channel 28 and will be replayed throughout the next 2 weeks. Please check the district website for replay times. Good evening and welcome. Tonight we are starting with a short special meeting, which will be followed by a work session on the superintendent's evaluation template. Before we get started, I want to share a few housekeeping reminders. Can we just skip that? I think
Yes,
we
you
just
may.
skip that. Yeah. Yeah, you two just keep signs below chin level, please. Our first item tonight is to approve revisions of two policies, Diploma Requirements Policy 4.20.042-P and High School Credit Earned Prior to Ninth Grade 6.10.011-P. Director Brim Edwards, would you like to run this part of the meeting?
Sure. The first policy that we have before us is the changes to the diploma policy, and the 2023 legislature modified the language in the statute relating to extended and alternative certificates. These modifications went into effect July 1st, 2024. Essentially what we are doing is, in this change, the revision to our diploma policy, is we're aligning our policy with the new statutes. This came out of the committee, recommended, unanimously recommended that it be first read. We haven't had any significant public comment one way or the other, I think, which is not unexpected given it's just a conforming to statute. So again, the committee recommended board adoption, and that's the background. Pretty straightforward.
Do I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution 6980, resolution to adopt the revised Diploma Requirements Policy 4.20.042-P?
So moved.
Second.
Director DePass moves. Director Green seconds. Is there any board discussion? Ms. Brashaw, is there any public comment?
No.
All right, the board will now vote on Resolution 6980, resolution to adopt revised Diploma Requirements Policy 4.20.042-P. All in favor, please indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed, please indicate by saying no. Any abstentions? Director Hollins, I did not hear your vote.
Yes.
Thank you. And student representing Kinsavi?
Yes.
Officially voting. Thank you. All right, resolution 6980 is approved by a vote of 7 to 0 with student representative Kinsavi voting yes. All right, the next one, Director Brim Edwards, could you introduce the high school credit earned prior to ninth grade policy?
Thank you. So this is another revision to an existing policy. It came out of the committee initially as a recommendation for introduction or first reading unanimously. We have had some, I would say, significant public comment around it, and I think we have landed in a place in which we've addressed the public comment. In fact, the original revisions to this policy came about from a family who pointed out that the policy was less than clear about in what instances high school credit would be awarded for students in the middle grades who'd taken high school level classes. I want to really share appreciation for the the district's academic staff and school staff at the central level for working with both our high schools and our middle schools to provide clarity. So hopefully now when parents or students look at our policy and then also link to material in the website, they will be able to understand opportunities for earning credit that are available, and in which cases the credit may not be offered, which this is really about being clear with our students and families about how we're going to award credit in a fair and objective and transparent way.
Great, thank you.
I also want to note that the family that brought this forward gave a special thank you to the policy committee and especially to you, Director Brum Edwards. So that's in our inbox.
Yes, thank you, Director Brim Edwards. All right, do I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution 6981, resolution to adopt a revised high school credit earned prior to ninth grade policy 6.10.110-P?
So moved.
Second.
Director DePass moves, and Director Green seconds. Is there any board discussion? Ms. Brashaw, is there any public comment?
No.
Great. The board will now vote on Resolution 6981, resolution to adopt revised high school credit earned prior to ninth grade policy 6.10.110-P. All in favor, please indicate by saying yes.
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 All opposed, please indicate by saying no. Any abstentions? And Student Representative Kasavi, you're unofficially voting.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 6981 is approved by a vote of 7-0 with Student Representative Kasavi voting yes. All right, we are moving on to the consent agenda. The board will now vote on the consent agenda. Board members, if there are any items you would like to pull for a later meeting, we'll set those aside for the next time we meet. Ms. Bradshaw, are there any changes to the consent agenda?
Yes, Resolution 6988 was withdrawn earlier today and will be brought back at the November 6th meeting.
Great, thank you.
Director Wong, I had also asked that Resolution 6989 be removed because of the original formulation of the resolution, but it has been revised and there's no reason to have a separate vote. So if you want to add that to the overall consent agenda approval, I'm fine with that.
Okay. How do we move it back into the consent agenda?
I think it just, the consent agenda now is comprised of 6982 to 6987 and Resolution 6989, and you can take a motion on that amended consent agenda.
All right. Do I have a motion to amend the consent agenda to include Resolution 6989?
Yes. Motion.
Second?
Director Green motions, Director Brim Edwards seconds.
So that's technically a motion which is more proper than what I suggested, to amend the consent agenda, and then you'll vote on that, and then you'll take a second vote on the consent agenda as amended.
Okay.
I was considering it a friendly amendment, but it works both ways, and you have a motion to amend on the table.
Great. Awesome. All right, do I have a motion, second to adopt the amended consent agenda?
I'm so sorry. You haven't voted to approve the amended consent agenda.
Oh, yeah,
You got-
sorry, thank
right,
you.
yep.
All right, we'll now vote on the amended consent agenda. All those in favor, please indicate by saying yes.
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 Yes. Those opposed say no. Abstentions? Student Representative Kasavi voting.
Yes.
Thank you. We have the amended consent agenda is approved by 7-0. Student Representative Kasavi voting yes. All right, now do I have a motion and a second to adopt the amended consent agenda?
Chair Wong, I have two questions about that.
Yeah.
I heard a motion to amend the consent agenda, and then we voted on a consent agenda. Are we? Okay. And then I didn't hear who made that motion and seconded it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Could you repeat that?
Sorry.
I motion. I'm me, and then
And then-
Brim Edwards second.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Where was I? Oh, motion and second to adopt the amended consent agenda, correct?
So moved.
Director Scott moves, and Director Sullivan seconds
Back there.
the consent agenda. Is there any board discussion on the consent agenda.
Yeah, I would just actually ask, 6988, the appointment of community CBRC members was withdrawn. Just the reason for the withdrawal and the timing for the appointment.
It was because to align it with the budget calendar that we've adopted. So it's on the budget calendar for the November 6th meeting, so we are moving it to that, so that it's on the correct date to align with that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. The board will now vote on resolution 6982 through 6989.
It's through 6987 and 6989,
Thank you.
yes.
Through 69, sorry. Board will now vote on resolution 6982 through 6987 and 6989. All in favor, please indicate by saying yes.
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 All opposed indicate by saying no. Student Director Consavi,
Yes.
thank you. The consent agenda is approved by a vote of 7-0 with Student Representative Consavi voting yes. All right, next we are going to be voting separately on an intergovernmental agreement with Multnomah County. This item has been separated from the consent agenda at the request of Director Brim Edwards. Do I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution 6990, revenue contract that exceeds the delegation of authority?
So moved.
Second.
Director Scott moves, Director DePass seconds. Is there any board discussion?
I'm just going to flag, although since it's Multnomah County giving the school district a revenue contract versus the other way around, I don't know that's necessarily a conflict, but I have a paid position with Multnomah County, so I want to be transparent about that relationship. And since I don't think it will affect the outcome, although I don't necessarily think I need to abstain, I will be abstaining. Just, I don't think it's going to impact the outcome.
Great, thank you. Is there any other board discussion? Ms. Bradshaw, any public comment?
No.
All right. The board will now vote on Resolution 6990, revenue contract that exceeds delegation of authority. All in favor, please indicate by saying yes.
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 All opposed, please indicate by saying no. Any abstentions? Oh, okay, thank you. And Student Representative Consavi?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 6990 is approved by a vote of 7-0 with Student Representative Consavi voting.
I was abstaining.
Yes.
I didn't vote yes.
You did.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't vote.
Let's go
I didn't
back.
say anything.
You abstained.
Abstained. Yes.
Thank you. All
Correct the
right.
record.
Revise that.
Thank
Resolution 6990 is approved by a vote of 6-0 with one abstention and Representative Consavi voting yes. There's a lot of gymnastics today.
Before we move out of the totally away from the consent agenda, I just want to note that we had an amazing group of students and adults who applied to be on the Climate Crisis Response Committee, and we just approved them as part of the consent agenda, which makes it relatively routine. But I want to thank all the people who applied because we had a great group to choose from, and I think we're going to have really strong student members again this year, and also another strong addition as an adult. So I want to thank the people who agreed to step up and serve, and those who are coming back for extended terms.
Yes, I'd like to add to that because you and I read a lot of those, and it's just amazing, the people who apply, their skills, and to me, it's just wonderful. They want to, take their time to be with us because they could do other things and they care. So it was great, both the adults and the student group.
Yeah. Thank you, Director Brim Edwards, for bringing that up. I think it would have been a shame if we forgot to recognize the students and the adult volunteering for this position. So thank you. All right, our final item before moving to our work session is a resolution that approves board attendance at a national meeting. Director Brim Edwards has requested this item be pulled from the consent agenda. Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, we did vote on that. Just erase everything I just said. All right. Is there any other business before we adjourn? All right, this special meeting is adjourned. We'll